Well, good morning or good day or wherever it is in your time frame. All of this, as you can see, is DEWALT except for the scale here. And I'm going to use the scale to evaluate some comments on the 60 volt flex volt DEWALT saw that I got. And a lot of comments say it's a beast, it's heavy, it's on. And I agree, it is. When you look at it like that, it is a beast. Look at the rest of them around there. They're all decent pieces of equipment. But this one over here is the 20 volt. It's almost identical to this, except this is a 60 volt. And this one only takes the 60 volt battery. This one here takes the 20 volt, 20 volt, 20 volt, 20 volt. They're all 20 volt. And even this guy here still takes the 20 volt. But they all take this 60 volt. So I'll get to that too. Now my review this morning, my review today is about the 60 volt saw. Before we get started, I'll just simply get this ready to show you the weight of these two saws and the batteries. But just keep in mind, this 60 volt saw only takes the 60 volt battery. These guys, all of them, will take this flex volt battery, 2060. So that's something to remember. So we'll just go ahead and take care of all that. I'll get rid of this guy. Okay. And these guys, just give me a bit of space here. Yeah, that's all good. Okay. Slide that over a little more center screen. Okay. 8.29 pounds. 8.29 pounds. Not bad, eh? Yeah, so it's a bit of a beast. Now, that's the 60 volt saw. Let's get this guy here. This is the 20 volt saw. Not touching anything. The 20 volt saw is 8.30 pounds. A little heavier. Maybe a little more dust, but a little heavier. Okay. With that in mind, now for the 60 volt saw, as you saw, it was almost the same as the 20 volt saw, but look at this. 3.21 pounds, 3.21 pounds. It's almost 3¼ pounds, okay? Compare that with these little 20 volts, 0.78 pounds, 0.78. So when we talk about this saw being a beast, okay, it is a beast, but it's a beast because that's the saw that goes on it. So let's take this 60 volt. How's that? Hey, how's that? That shows you that 60 volt okay. Now, one more thing. Yeah. This is a 20 volt, right? So we can put that in there. So you'll see, okay, that's the 20 volt. Now we're looking at the 20 volt saw with a 60 volt battery on it. Okay. Now we're going to move to actually cutting a piece of wood. So here we're going to do a quick cutting test. Now this is the 60 volt battery on the 20 volt saw. So the 60 volt battery on the 20 volt saw. Safety. Electric brake, you gotta love it. Say, now. 20 volt saw. Small 20 volt battery. You can tell it's struggling a little bit, but it is plywood and it was probably okay. So that's the 20 volt saw with two battery types. The 60 volt battery, which is giving you 20 volts on this saw, and a little 20 volt battery. That's what it's made for. And we can use any one of these other battery sizes. There's another 20 volt battery. It's going to do the same thing, as you can see. It's going to do the same thing. I can plug it in, but it's no big deal. it's going to tell us the same thing. So this one here, we'll swap it out now. Now for the 60 volt, which is what this review is all about. Okay, so there's the 60 volt. Interesting. Let's just give it a go. A lot more power, but also you can see I have it set up a little lower too. Let's just do that once again. Quickly change that. Nice thing here. Okay, we'll change that depth. Beauty. I'm sure you saw that I ran into a nail. That's okay. So there you have it. There you have it. I highly recommend that 60 volt socket. And especially if you have other DEWALT tools that you can use the battery. Thanks again for listening, and thanks for the review time.
Guys, here today to talk about this new DEWALT circular saw I got. It's a beast. I absolutely love it. It has the flexibility to do 12 volt to 60 volt. This is the battery came with it. It's a monster. I love this. I actually have a 12 volt Milwaukee circular saw, which I like, but it's just not beefy enough for some stuff, so I got this one. Great features on this. Has the brake on it, so get that safety feature. Has your adjustments, very nice, easy use, very solidly made. Good construction. Rafter hook on here. It actually came with this blade. It's I put it back in the packaging. 24 tooth blade, terrific blade, carbide tipped. But I do a lot of woodworking, so I wanted something a little finer, so I got this 60 tooth blade that I put in here. But very nicely made, good balance on it. Like I said, adjustability, very nice. The wrench fits in the bottom here, which is really nice, so it's always handy. Also has the button here to hold the blade in place when you replace it, so that's easy. And terrific battery here. This flex volt, important if you're looking at this. The flex volt will move between 20 volt up to 60 volt as needed based on the resistance in the material as you're cutting. So again, that was important because I wanted something that wasn't going to bind up as you do the cutting. So the flex volt is absolutely something you need if you think you're going to be dealing with some bigger material or rougher material. So terrific saw, I highly recommend it, and I'm looking forward to years of use.